Welcome back to Crawford Farms Entertainment. Last time I was just about to put the finishing touches on a knuckle sandwich with extra hot sauce on your boy Saitama.
That's cap.
Goten, shut up, man. You're just aggravating. Okay, so the fight was almost over. Are you happy now? Is that better, you little brat? Suddenly I heard sleigh bells, and then someone blasted One Punch Man just as I was about to slap the taste out of his mouth.
You were losing.
Chi-Chi, you better come get this little boy. Okay, so I was headed over to help the little fella when I got sneak attacked too. I was still powered down, so it hurt pretty bad. As I started to regain my composure and my vision started to clear, I could see an army of elves coming into focus. They were advancing fast and it was clear they weren't friendly. I was too weak to fight and they were about to converge on me when all of a sudden, through the dust and rubble, an army of Naruto's shadow clones came marching to my rescue. These guys were moving at incredible speeds, taking the elves out one by one. But these things just kept coming and coming. We were being overwhelmed. Then I heard a shout, "Wind Scar," or something like that. A whirlwind swept a large group of these vile beasts away. There were still too many, and we were about to be overtaken, and then the audience would have been next. I dug deep, stood to my feet, and shouted to Goten to get the crowd to safety. He and Superman worked together, using their otherworldly speed to clear the stands. Once everyone was safe, Goten and Superman returned along with Android 18. They left Marin with Yamcha. Yeah, I know, who leaves a kid with Yamcha? We didn't know it at the time, but we were caught in the middle of a millennia-old battle. A battle between elemental forces of good and evil. At the dawn of creation, two beings were created, Kringle and Krampus. Both were very powerful angels. These beings watched over creation. They weren't the first angels or the most powerful, but they served a very specific purpose, to watch over the multiverse. Kringle had a genuine love for mankind, while Krampus was filled with jealousy and hatred towards mortals, wanting to destroy them all. Krampus was imprisoned by the Archangel Michael and Kringle at the order of the Creator himself after a plot to overthrow the kingdom of heaven was uncovered. Krampus had escaped and was seeking revenge, and we were stuck in the middle of it. Krampus was a celestial being with insane power, and he had elves, each powerful enough to destroy a city, and he had thousands of them. Krampus, the fallen angel turned demon who had adopted the moniker Evil Santa, had one objective: to kill as many mortals as possible. Everyone in the multiverse had heard of Santa Claus, but not many had heard of Krampus. No one knew that both were real, and one had the power and desire to end existence. The tale of jolly old Saint Nick, a fat man who broke into people's houses and gave them presents, was based on the actions of Kringle. Krampus watched from his icy prison in disgust as his brother grew in popularity. His hatred swelled and he yearned for an opportunity to seek revenge for the fate that he was now languishing in, and on his brother for choosing a bunch of meat bags over him. He was powerful and even more evil. As we started to make progress in taking out his elves, Evil Santa came into focus. He looked like Santa, kind of, but more like a Saint Nick on steroids. Superman was the first to attack, and he was quickly swatted away like a bug. Lokefla caught him.
Oh no, not my baby. Please don't let him have a scratch.
She was relieved to see that he was okay. Next, 18 and I launched a coordinated attack. I fired a solar flare, and 18 followed up with a kick to Krampus's throat. Our attack was met with a barrage of punches, and our expedition ended as quickly as it started. Goten then powered up the Super Saiyan Blue. I knew the kid had it in him. Now, this was shaping up to be an awesome battle. Goten, however, had to ruin the moment by scratching his butt and burping right after the transformation.
Mom, Krillin's talking crap about me.
Oh boy, my bad. Sorry, Chi-Chi. Anyway, the battle was epic. Goten reminded me so much of his dad in that moment. He dodged and landed strikes on the beast and looked like he was going to beat Krampus, until Krampus shouted out,
"Enough! I will not be defeated by a foolish child. You butthead, you moron." You still have Taki residue on your fingertips, and it's smeared on your nose. Were you picking your freaking nose? You didn't even have the decency to wash your filthy little hands before engaging in battle with me. You've got some nerve, and you've got some of that orange stuff on my arm, and it reeks of your spit. You insolent brat, you will now witness my final form.
With that, his power began to surge, and he was becoming even more ripped.
Ha 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 ha, now witness my truth.
Before he could finish his transformation, Goten blasted him right in his face. I mean, the kid is just rude. Who interrupts somebody's final form transformation? My brother-in-law, who in his defense is a freaking robot, did it once, but Goten should have known better. Between you and me, I'm kind of glad he did it though. It didn't really stop the transformation, but that mess was hilarious. The look of disappointment on Krampus's face was priceless. He quickly regained his composure.
You disrespectful little brat, you will pay.
He quickly finished his transformation and blasted Goten out of the arena. It was that same red and green ki blast that had hit Saitama. Then I realized we hadn't seen Saitama since the battle started, and we could really use his help right now. I couldn't sense his energy, so I feared the worst. Goten wasn't returning. I knew he was alive because I could still sense his energy, but I could tell he was hurt, and we needed him.
Well, Santa had just sneak attacked me, and I was like, what the heck? I knew Krillin was short, but was he an actual elf? I didn't realize it at the time. He was also under attack. The blast had pushed me into an alternate universe, so to get back I had to start punching holes in the fabric of space and time.
Now how strong must this evil Santa be? He took out Goten, Saitama, Superman, and now Lokefla was just useless. Apparently adding Lois Lane to the fusion made the being less of a warrior and more of a, I don't really know what to describe her as. As soon as she got Superman to safety, she hightailed it out of there. It was just me, 18, Naruto, and Inuyasha. Inuyasha and Naruto teamed up and began battling the demonic elves. Evil Santa opened a portal and hordes of additional creatures were arriving, but Naruto and Inuyasha were decimating their numbers. Those guys worked so well together. Naruto pulled out all the stops. I mean, dude was sending out coordinated ninja strikes with his army of shadow clones. The duo then went through their most powerful transformations. Inuyasha went full demon and Naruto went full on sage mode. 18 and I went after the big boss, Evil Santa. We knew we had to avoid his ki blast or we would be toast.
I feel so bad about all of this. I really just wanted Krillin to get a new job. I was kind of joking about the tournament, but when Krillin entered and won, I was really proud of him. But everything, the fame, the money, started to get to his head. As the battle raged on, I just wanted him to be safe. I didn't care about the money anymore.
So things were getting serious. 18 and I were doing all we could to survive. But this guy was so powerful. He could have destroyed the entire multiverse without even hesitating or without having to think about it. We kept alive by dodging and counterattacking, but he caught on to our tactics. He timed it just right and blasted 18. The impact knocked her to the ground. She was alive, but just barely. That was the spark. Something inside of me shifted, a switch was flipped. I felt the power surge again. I flew at the guy and just started pummeling him. I was winning. I had went my own version of Super Saiyan. I was just about to deal a final blow when the dude said,
Not so fast, tremble and soil yourself as you witness my final form.
Okay, first of all, what the heck? Final form? Could he have thought of something better than that? I mean, it just sounded goofy and ridiculous, but whatever. He didn't even look any different, but man, did his power skyrocket. He started laughing hysterically and explained how now that this final form was unlocked, he was going to destroy the multiverse. He didn't care about consequences. He was just going to destroy it all. He was making a pretty intimidating speech when all of a sudden he exploded. and I was covered in this disgusting clump of these disgusting clumps of Santa goo. I looked and I saw Saitama standing there looking insane.
Sorry it took me so long. I just got back. And I kind of thought that guy was with you. My bad. Anyways, are you guys okay? Okay. So I finally made it back to the tournament, and the place was a wreck. People were laid out everywhere, and the two dog demon guys were fighting elves. It was like a really weird dream or something. Then I saw the dude who zapped me about to attack my opponent, so I hit him. I wasn't sure what the punch would do in this dimension, but I did it anyway. And wouldn't you know it, the guy exploded. I was glad I saved the multiverse. But when the guy exploded, he got pieces of his ear stuck to my shirt, and it was gross. Anyway, I was ready to finish the fight.
So I stood there and watched in awe as this being that took out Goten, Superman, and 18 just got exploded in one punch. Then the guy who did it had the nerve to ask me if I wanted to finish the fight. I told him, heck no. And he responded, bummer, and just flew off. He just flew off. 18 woke up and said, you did it. You beat him, my hero. I almost thought about trying to take the credit, but I had learned my lesson. I wish I had got the guy's number. He and Goku would have had a blast sparring. I guess there's no way to fully understand the guy's power. Maybe it rises in proportion to the evil that he faces. Either way, I'm glad he's on our side. And maybe I can set up a chance for him to spar with Goku in the immediate future. Or maybe that'll be his Christmas present if we haven't ruined Christmas.